Shalom Aleichem, Mishpachim. I'm coming to you with the sixth Torah reading, the sixth Aliyah in the portion of Vayishlach. I'm reading from my Rashi Chumash, which is, as you can see, Rashi's commentary on the Torah. Let us begin. All right. We are starting here, verse 12, chapter 35. Torah on the top, Rashi on the bottom. Verse 12. The land that I gave to Abraham and to Isaac, I will give to you, and to your offspring after you, I will give the land. Verse 12. There is none, so verse 13. Then God ascended from upon him in the place where he had spoken with him. Verse 13, Rashi. In the place where he had spoken with him, I do not know what it teaches us. Verse 14, and Jacob set up a pillar at the place where God had spoken with him, a pillar of stone, and he poured a libation upon it, and poured oil upon it. Then Jacob called the name of the place where God had spoken with him Bethel. They journeyed from Bethel, and there was still about a beras of the land to go to Ephrat, when Rachel gave birth and had difficulty in her childbirth. Verse 16, Rashi, about a beras of the land. Menachem explained that this word is related to this word which connotes great quantity. In our verse, it means a long trek, and an Agada explains this as meaning at the time when the land is pitted and full of holes, like a sieve, when broken ground is commonplace, during the plowing season. The winter has passed, and the intense heat has not yet come. But this is not the simple meaning of the verse. For, see now, regarding Naaman, we have found, and he went away from him. This word of land. I say that this is the name of a land measure, about a parsa's walk or more, just as you say a tzemed, literally team of a vineyard, and a chelkas, a parcel of a field. So with regard to a person's walking, Scripture gives the name of the measure as about a beras of land. Verse 17, Torah. And it was when she had difficulty in her labor that the midwife said to her, have no fear, for this one too is a son for you. Verse 17, Rashi, for this one too, and in addition to Joseph, is a son for you. Our rabbis interpreted, with each tribe, son of Jacob, a female twin was born, and with Benjamin, an extra twin was born. Verse 18, Torah. And it came to pass, as her soul was departing, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Oni, but his father called him Benjamin. Verse 18, Ben-Oni, this means son of my pain, but his father called him Benjamin. It appears in my eyes, it seems to me that he was named Benjamin, because he alone, of all the sons of Jacob, was born in the land of Canaan, which is in the south. When a person comes from Aram Naharaim, as it says, in the south, in the land of Canaan, and journeying steadily toward the south. Benjamin is a compound of son of the south. The word segment of Benjamin means the same as Yamin. In the north and south, you created them This is why it is spelled here with its full spelling. Verse 19. And Rachel died and was buried on the road to Ephrat, which is Bethlehem. Jacob set up a monument over her grave. It is the monument of Rachel's grave until today. Israel journeyed, and he pitched his tent beyond Migdal Eder. And it came to pass, while Israel dwelt in that land, that Reuben went, and he lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard. The sons of Jacob were 12. Verse 22. Rashi, while Israel dwelt in that land before he had arrived at Hebron, near Yitzchak, near Isaac, all these misfortunes occurred to him, and he lay with Bilhah, as a result of the fact that he disturbed the location of Jacob's bed. Scripture treats him as if he had lain with her. And why did Reuben disturb and desecrate Jacob's couch? Because when Rachel died, Jacob took his bed, which had regularly been situated in the tent of Rachel, and not in other tents, and put it into the tent of Bilhah. Reuben came and demanded satisfaction for the insult to his mother. He said, "If my mother's sister was a rival of my mother, should my mother's sister's handmaiden be a rival of my mother?" This is why he disturbed the location of Jacob's bed. The sons of Jacob were 12. Scripture resumes the previous topic. Once Benjamin was born, the bed of Jacob, his family, was complete, and now they were fit to be counted. So Scripture counted them, and our rabbis interpreted it as follows. And it comes to teach us that all of them are equal, and all of them are righteous, for Reuben did not sin. Verse 23, Torah. The sons of Leah, Jacob's firstborn, Reuben, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. Verse 23, Jacob's firstborn. Even at the time of dishonor, Scripture calls him firstborn. Jacob's firstborn. Firstborn for the portion, to inherit a double portion of his father's estate. Firstborn for service, to perform the service. Firstborn for number, first to be counted in the census of the tribes. The birthright of the firstborn was given to Joseph only for the matter of tribes. In that he became 2 tribes. Verse 24, Torah. The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, maidservants of Rachel, Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, maidservant of Leah, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob who were born to him in Padan Aram. Jacob came to Isaac his father at Mamre of Kiryat Arba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. Verse 27, Rashi, Mamre. This is the name of the plain. Kiryat Arba. This is the name of the city. Mamre of Kiryat Arba. This means to the plain of Kiryat Arba. And if you will say by way of objection that it should have written this right here, the Hebrew word, I will respond that such is the way of Scripture regarding everything which has a double name, a name composed of 2 words, such as this, and such as Beit Lechem, Abi Ezer, and Beit El. If a hey prefix must be put into it, Scripture puts it at the beginning of the second word. For example, the Bethlehemite, the Abiezrite, Ophrat, Chel of Bethelite, built. Verse 29, verse 28, Torah. Isaac's days were 100 years and 80 years, and Isaac expired and died. He was brought into his people, old and fulfilled of days, and his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Verse 29, Rashi, and Isaac expired. There is no earlier and later in the Torah. The events of the Torah are not presented in chronological sequence. The sale of Joseph preceded the death of Isaac. 12 years. For see now, when Jacob was born, Isaac was 60 years old, as it says, Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. So Isaac died in Jacob's 120th year. For if you subtract 60, Isaac's age at the time of Jacob's birth, from 180 years, his age when he died, there remained 120. Joseph was sold at the age of 17 years, and that year was Jacob's 108th. How did we arrive at this? He was 63 when he was blessed by Isaac. For 14 years he hid himself away in the house of the study of Eber. There you have 77 years accounted for. And 14 years he worked for his wives. And at the end of those 14 years Joseph was born, as it says, and it was when Rachel had given birth to Joseph, etc. There you have 91 years of Jacob's life accounted for. And there were 17 years from that time until Joseph was sold. There you have 108. It is also explicit from Scripture, from the time Joseph was sold until Jacob came to Egypt, there were 22 years, as it says, and Joseph was 30 years old when he became ruler of Egypt. There then passed 7 years of plenty and 2 years of famine. There you have 22 years accounted for since the sale of Joseph. And it is written, when Jacob arrived in Egypt after 2 years of famine, the days of the years of my sojourns have been 130 years. It is thus found that Jacob, at the time of the sale of Joseph, was 108. Verse 1, chapter 36. And these are the descendants of Esau. He is Edom. Esau had taken his wives from among the Canaanite women. Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Oholibamah, daughter of Anam, daughter of Zibeon and the Hivite, and Basimat, daughter of Ishmael. Verse 2. Rashi, Adah, daughter of Elon. She is Basimat, daughter of Elon. She is called Basimat because she used to burn spices as incense to idols. Oholibamah. She is Judith. Esau renamed her Judith, to say that she rejected idolatry, so as to mislead his father. Daughter of Anna, daughter of Zibeon. If she was the daughter of Anna, she was not the daughter of Zibeon. How can Scripture say she was the daughter of both? We can answer as follows. Anna was the son of Zibeon, as it says. These are the sons of Zibeon, Ea and Anna. Our verse teaches us that Zibeon had relations with his daughter-in-law, Anna's wife, and Oholibamah emerged from between the two of them. The verse lets you know that they were all children of Mamzerus. Verse 3, Torah, Rashi, Basima, daughter of Ishmael. But elsewhere, it calls her Mahalat. She is referred to as Mahalat for the following reason. We have found in the Aggadic interpretation of the book of Samuel, there are three whose sins are forgiven. One who converts to Judaism, and one who ascends to a position of greatness, and one who marries a woman. And the source for the idea that one is forgiven when he is married is derived from here. This is why she is called Mahalat, because when Esau married her, his sins were forgiven. Sister of Nebaot, because he married her off. And after Ishmael died, she is referred to by his name. And that is the end of verse 3, so Nebaot. Adah bore Eliphaz to Esau, and Basimat bore Reuel, and Oholibamah bore Jeush, and Jalam, and Korah. These are Esau's sons who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Verse 5, Rashi, and Oholibamah bore, etc., and Korah. This Korah was a mamzer. He was the son of Eliphaz, Esau's son, who had relations with his father's wife, with Oholibamah, wife of Esau. For see now, he is listed among the chiefs of Eliphaz at the end of the passage. Verse 6, Torah. Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the souls of his household, and his livestock and all his animals and all the possessions he had amassed in the land of Canaan, and went to a land because of his brother Jacob. Verse 6. Rashi, and he went to a land to sojourn wherever he could find a suitable place. Verse 7. Torah. For their property was too abundant for them to dwell together, and the land of their sojourns was unable to hold them because of their livestock. Verse 7, Rashi. And the land of their sojourns was unable to supply pasture for their animals, and an Agadic Midrash explains as follows. Because of his brother Jacob means because of the contract of debt, the obligation to fulfill the debt, of the decree of that your offspring shall be sojourners, the decree of exile which was placed upon the offspring of Isaac. Esau said, I will get myself away from here. I want to have no portion, neither of the gift which has been given to Isaac, this land, nor of the payment of the contract. And another reason he left, because of his brother Jacob, was because of the embarrassment of having sold his birthright. Verse 9, Torah. And these are the offspring of Esau, ancestor of Edom, at Mount Seir. Verse 9, Rashi. And these are the offspring which his sons fathered once he went to Seir. Verse 10, Torah. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, son of Adam, Esau's wife; Reuel, son of Basimat, Esau's wife. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And that is the reading of, at least I think it's the reading. Let me see. I think it goes to verse 11. Yeah, 35, verse 11. That is the